All right. All right. Oh, messy boots. I have it really smoky in here because this is a heavy topic, and I'm using a bunch of tarot cards so we can get to the root of the matter because we are dealing with something that is pretty heavy. I think it's pretty serious. It doesn't feel like the others. And if you don't know, there is it was a proxy war, but now it seems to just go full on out. It's they're throwing bombs at each other, and it doesn't seem that this is going to lighten up. This is the war between Israel and Iran. Israel is not only fighting within their borders, within um, I should know the other place that they're fighting with. You know, they're fighting within. With the I don't even know if I could say the chant on here, the thing that they commonly say, but they have a war within their borders, and then they are having a war externally with Iran and a lot of the, I guess you want to call it like guerrilla troops that they have kind of put together with, as far as I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong, with, Hamas and the Houthis and I think it's somebody else. But people are saying that this is also something that's being funded by Putin, and that Kim Jung-Un may be getting involved in this and backing Iran because they're all like buddies. They're all like backing one another. And Ayatollah, I think, is the leader of Iran, is not the biggest fan of Netanyahu, who is the leader of Israel. So it just seems to be getting pretty ugly. And now there's also rumors or allegations that Trump may also get involved in this to show that America isn't weak, that America has Israel's back, because Israel and the U.S. have such tight connections to one another when it comes to money and policing, technology and all of that. And it may be a deal or something that's being made up underneath the table to kind of entice Trump to get involved. And people are concerned that this is going to drag America into yet again another war in the Middle East that nobody really wants. And while simultaneously could be potentially leading us into another close encounter to the beginning or the start of World War III, some people allege, because everybody is so nervous because now nuclear weapon missiles and bombs are being discussed because Iran supposedly has and I'm saying suppose, allege, because I don't know any of this. This is all just word of mouth stuff. So this is why I'm saying suppose, allege. I'm not in these spaces. I'm not the person with the nuclear codes. I'm not the person that's running these, military operations. So I can't say for certain. So I'm saying alleged, supposedly, hearsay, that, Iran has their hands on some nuclear grade chemicals or whatever to make bombs or arsenals, whatever the case may be. I don't know all the language for it. And apparently that is why Israel is attacking them. There's also the thing with, them, with Israel allegedly being, or Netanyahu allegedly being tired of the games that Iran is playing with sending these, I guess you want to call it like insurgent groups into Israel, and just like causing a ruckus. So that's another thing. And so people are just always concerned anytime US and Russia goes up, or there's an opportunity for Russia and the US to go up against one another, because we're like the biggest rivals to one another. And so with or supposedly with Ayatollah being one of Putin's close friends or allies, whatever the case may be, people are saying, okay, well, if it's not going to be in Ukraine, it's going to be in the Middle East. So yeah, people are just concerned where this is going to go. And I figured why not do a reading on it? I know there's a couple of questions that I have from the things that I've heard, but if you have some follow-up questions or anything like that, I'll be more than willing to do another follow-up video on this as well. But if this is something that's too heavy of a topic for you, please go enjoy your weekend. This is supposed to be a joyous weekend. You don't need to absorb anything that you don't want to, that you think is going to be heavy, or this is just going to be too much for you to deal with or to discuss at this time. Click off. For the rest of you who are okay with kind of like getting into this, or just you want to know what to expect, how to plan, how to prepare moving forward, let's move forward with this reading. But just please note that any doomerism that I may come across in this video, or that may come up, take it with a grain of salt. Take anything that I say that is too light and fluffy, it doesn't seem to compare, like it's a joke, take it with a grain of salt. Always exercise your power of discernment. I'm simply trying to understand what's going on here, and I know there's probably going to be something in this I'm going to screw up or misconstrue, or not relay the information properly, and I'm okay with that, because this is something that's kind of like above my pay grade, because I'm not a military gal. So there's something that I'm explaining and you're like, why didn't you just say this? That is why. This is just me simply wanting to understand the energies and the possibilities that may be coming up with this war that's going on in the Middle East. Okay. With all of that being said, again, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. If this is something that is too heavy for you at this time, please click off. Please take whatever I say in this video with a grain of salt. Exercise your power of discernment, and we shall move forward. Okay, I'm not going to be all fluff and puff with this, okay? I just kind of want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it all. So yes, as you see, I have a couple. You'll see them listed in the description box below. There is a couple of tarot cards I'm using in this that to really hone in and see what kind of repetitive energies are going to come up, so I can really hone in on them without using oracle cards. Hi, honey buns. Sorry, we're getting a visit from my doggy. Hi, babes. I know it's your bedtime, right? It's bedtime, so he's trying to get me to go to bed so he can go to bed. You know, dogs have toddler behavior. I don't know what that is. But anyways, so first thing first, I want to see what is the energies coming up between Iran and Israel, and then we're going to look into whether Trump is going to get involved, and then we'll see if anything else comes up out of that. But those are like the two biggest questions, because I don't want this to be extremely long, because I could be on here probably for like 2 hours just pulling cards trying to understand. So yes, let's see what's going to be going on, what's the energies between Israel and Iran, and then if Trump, the U.S. will be getting involved, and what is going to be the outcome of this whole situation. I think that should wrap it up. Surmise everything pretty nicely that people want to ask, right? Right. See, this fell last. This fell off to the side. Okay, and then yes. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and admit this out of the gate. So I did a reading, was it on Trump or like what to expect of Trump and his presidency or something like that. And I keep getting something about a Queen of Wands. I don't know who this Queen of Wands is. At first I thought maybe it was the Mexican president lady that just won, but I keep getting something about a Queen of Wands, and it could be a collective thing about feminine energy, or I don't know, some woman or something getting involved here. But I keep getting some character, some energy here with the Queen of Wands that keeps coming up. And I have seen a couple of other readers get the same thing. I don't know who and what this Queen of Wands is supposed to represent. It could be a collective of women who are just tired of all of this, or it could be pointing to a particular woman. Maybe it could be pointing to maybe regime change, because I know there's been an conspiracy some people have out there that this whole war is coming up with against Ayatollah in order to like overthrow him, because people are tired of his rulership. I don't know what they call it there, but his rulership, his leadership in Iran. So I just want to get that out the gate right now, that I have to hone in on what that Queen of Wands is. I'm not sure exactly, but I've seen other readers get that as well. The Page of Cups here, I instantly thought of Trump, but there could be something here of just people are tired of, you know, especially looking at this Queen of Wands, it could probably be something like people are just tired that, I would say, at least here in America, even though this is supposed to be about Israel and Iran, this could be a sentiment that they have there as well, where people are tired of like, I'm trying to function and live day to day, you know, with limited access to stuff, or always feeling like being surveyed. And now you're adding on another concern of, I'm having to wonder if I have to worry about, you know, yeah, it's my friends and my family and myself, but now I'm having to wonder if I'm going to be blown off the map and everything is going to end because you guys keep starting these wars. It feels like, yeah, some emotional depletion is going on here. Some emotional divestment. Four of Cups here in reverse. Something people are not wanting to deal with at this time or ignoring. So, and noticing this is holding out the cup that he is ignoring. So I think there is probably something here with the public. I'm not sure if it's Iran or Israel, could be both, of people feeling like they're not being considered. And that's what's causing the ire here, the anger. That's what's kind of like stirring things up. It's like, you know, things aren't even perfect here where we are, and we're being dragged across creation for something else. I wonder here if there's also a concern, again, stinginess, the Four of Coins. This is kind of like the stingy card, counting pennies. What do you call it? Like somebody who is very, like a penny pincher, what's the other word for it? Somebody is very much keeping track, the tit for tat here, almost. It's kind of like what I want to say here. And I don't know who this is exactly pointing to, because it could just be pointing to materialistic stuff. So it could be something of like, you know, like for example, for Iran, I know, or I believe, you know, most of the time, a lot of their finances, their funding is through, like, their capital is built upon oil reserves, right? Like, we provide you all with oil. Israel's, as far as I know, the biggest thing that most people talk about with Israel is their military, their defense, their policing, surveillance, tactics, systems, policies, whatever that they use there. So I wonder if there's something here where this Four of Disc is not more so money, but maybe like how they make money, capital, materialistic things here that's coming up. That's the concern, or that's what they're kind of like utilizing in order to, yeah, curry favor is the word that's coming to mind, like curry favor or to make things happen. We do have the Hermit here as the underlying energies. None of this is giving a Hermit energy to me. We have the Queen of Cups here in reverse. Look at all of this emotion, just like over it. Just over it. All of this emotion. The Ace of Cups in the upright, but the Queen of Cups in reverse. So what's coming to mind for me is it feels more so like this is a separation of the people from the government. And that doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of things here with our government that the people don't always agree with. I can understand that being something that's going on in Israel and Iran as well. Page of Cups. Emotional depletion. Um, really having to be here in the present, in the now. I'm not able to kind of like, there's no escape. It's kind of like the other thing that's coming with this Page of Cups. And that's what's kind of fueling, again, some of that anger, that disdain, that distaste, that bad taste in my mouth. It's something that I want to ignore, but I can't. I have to account for it all. I have to pay attention. Let's see what else is going to come up here. I'm going to add some more cards. What's going on between? It's going to be this here. See, there go that Four of Cups again. What is this one? Two of Cups. Okay, so I'm gonna note this is I'm asking about this Four of Pentacles. We get that Page of Cups again in the negative and reverse. We get the Emperor in reverse, feeling like I'm losing control here. There's something that I'm dissatisfied about. We have the Nine of Wands. I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to, let this all go. Release some things here. And then we have the King of Swords in reverse. All of these are coming up in reverse. And this was me inquiring after the Four of Pentacles. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see what's actually meant to stick, though. It's funny to me that some of the same cards are like popping out. I keep getting a stack of cards for this. So I'm going to count these two because I just keep getting an explosion of cards here. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the upright, but we have the Five of Swords in reverse. What is the underlying energy here? The Three of Swords in the upright, release, forgiveness, something coming to an end, the Eight of Pentacles. Something that takes a lot of work and energy. And then the World's card. It is coming up in the upright. So maybe I'm going to be hopeful and say maybe it's going to be something that's going to be resolved. I don't know if a ceasefire will happen, but maybe there will be some kind of changes here that will be beneficial to the collective, essentially. Okay, this Page of Cups here. I don't want it just to have it pertain to Donald Trump, but with the Four of Cups and this Page of Cups, again, like I said last time, when I got the Page of Cups, it made me think of Donald because I felt, isn't he a Cancer? No, he's a Gemini, isn't he? Yeah, he's a Gemini, not a Cancer. But then I see this Four of Cups. I'm offering you an opportunity or something. Because it's in the upright. So there's something you're not ignoring anymore. You're actually paying attention to it. Again, that Page of Cups is holding out that lifeline. I don't know who that's pertaining to. But then we have the Two of Cups And the Queen of Wands. Partnership, some kind of agreement. It's kind of feeling like brother in arms. But why would they show up as the Queen of Wands? I would think that would be like, maybe because it's not based on anything of like, hey, this makes sense for us to do it. It's more so just like, I'll explain it in like a sibling way. If you have siblings, you'll understand what I mean here. Or you know, you got somebody close to you, some family. You know how it's that one person in your life, or it's a few people in your life where you're like, oh, I can talk mad shit about them. I can dog them out and all this other stuff. But let somebody else dog them out, you feel very uncomfortable with it. You get irate, you be ready to fight or something like that. It's kind of like that kind of relationship. Like, we're in bed together. This is my wife. This is my husband. Yes, they may get on my nerve, but that don't mean just because they get on my nerve that you can like rag on them like that. I wasn't giving you permission to talk about them like that. That's more so what this Two of Cups with the Queen of Wands energy is giving. So I wonder again if this is pointing to some, you know, that proxy war people are saying is going, you know, allegedly going on behind the scenes of certain people backing other individuals, not out of like necessity, like it's beneficial to us and blah 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 blah. It's more just it's a lot of passion, a lot of anger, a lot of bravado. That's being the catalyst for this. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So what is some materialistic thing here that they are ignoring? I'm not sure what the materialistic thing here that they could be ignoring. Again, I'm saying materials because it don't have to exactly be money. It could be their capital, how they make money. It could be literal materials. Is it, I don't know if this is some rare minerals or something that's discovered. Is it information? Is it access to something? Is it trade agreements? Who knows? So that's why I'm saying material. It's something of worth, of matter, of wealth here that I think is not on the table that people are trying to get a hold of. Maybe. Again, this Four of Pentacles, stinginess. The Five of Swords, some kind of heartbreak. And the Knight of Pentacles. And the upright. The slowest moving Knight. What is something of finance, of worth that is being withheld? Or is that kind of like the reason why this is going on the way it is? Because something is being withheld, or somebody reneged on something here. There was probably, again, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm getting from the cards. Maybe somebody who's more involved in this can understand more so what I'm getting here, but yeah. What is the despair here? What is the, you know what, the Five of Swords sometimes also speak of betrayal and backstabbing as well. So I hope that's not it. Is this someone in here who's supposed to be an ally that's not going to be an ally? Or that maybe they could be speaking to not covert operation, but like, I'm thinking backstabbing. What is the word? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Not conspiracy. Why do I feel like it starts with a C? Kind of like espionage energy, you know? That's more so what that's feeling like to me. Yes, that's the energy. It's like, yeah, backstabbing, espionage, spy. Yeah. I was gonna figure it out. I was like, what is this energy that I'm getting? Because I couldn't think of it. Oh, okay. I was trying to see what this card was because it was sticking out to the side. Tell me about it, baby. Ain't this a fool? We have the star. So this, yes, is very public. It's taking place. Temperance. Why would temperance appear here? 10 of Wands and then the 7 of Swords. Not sure what that's supposed to be saying, but let's do this other shuffle. I'm definitely going to say this is probably something dealing with like is some kind of close relationship agreement. This I think this is a country maybe that this is pointing to. Maybe not so much a person, but maybe this is a country because this is I'm trying to think big scale. I don't know if one of these guys are a water sign. We can also note that. But oh, I had cards fall, sorry. But this is making me feel like there's some kind of connection of the past here that is the problem. That somebody feels slighted in some kind of way. With the 6 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Page of Cups in reverse. It's like almost like, did you forget our relationship? Kind of thing. It's weird. Then we have the Sun. And again, notice it's 2 figures here. 2 figures here. Did Iran and Israel ever get along? Asking for a friend. So I know I'm asking for me because I really don't know. I don't know the entire history of these 2 countries. Because I would say on the surface level of someone who's not really involved, I wonder if this whole attack or provocation from Iran towards Israel, or vice versa, because I don't know who started what, or who cast the first stone, but I wonder if this is something where it's kind of like someone reneged on the agreement first, and so now, and this is in regards to kind of like the Gaza Strip in Israel. I think this is something, I think this is stemming from that, but it's like blown up on a bigger scale of like these are my people. An attack against one of us is attack against all of us kind of thing. It almost feels like that, and that's probably why I'm getting that sibling kind of like rivalry or relationship feeling here. And it just feels like you forgot where you at. And it almost seems like something that's coming through for me is like you are a few in a sea of many. Like, what do you think you're doing? The Chariot. Some kind of hesitation. I don't know what this hesitation is about. The materialistic, some materialism is being involved here, and there's some kind of hesitancy about it. And maybe this could be the thing of the whole nuclear supply that they keep accusing Iran of having and ramping up and doing stuff. Or maybe it's something that people don't quite know all the information on, but there's something being hidden, I feel like, here, and there's some hesitancy in exposing it. Or maybe you using it. Okay, I'm getting 2 cards again for this Four of Pentacles. And this time it's the Nine of Swords and the Missionary of Wands, aka the Knight of Wands. So we have some knights here. And funny is fire and air. That reads war to me all day. Knight of Swords is like nightmares, things that keep you up at night, things that you don't like, that you don't approve of. It's almost like fears made into reality. What's the underlying energies for this one? Missionary of Swords in reverse. Five of Coins in reverse. And then we also have the Eight of Swords. But this time, look, the World card comes up in reverse on this one. And if I'm not wrong, this makes me feel like, yeah, this is the start of something bigger. Because when I see this card, if I remember the story correctly, this is kind of like the guy who essentially planted the seeds for the emancipation of the slaves here in America, and he was tried and hung for doing so. And then he didn't even, survive or, see the seeds of his labor actually come to fruition because, they got rid of him before the whole revolution, the Civil War started or whatever. Let's see. Okay. Now let's look at whether or not Trump is going to get involved in this. And then we can look at what's going to be his outcome. Yeah. When you don't know all of the politics and the rules and the players in this situation, it makes it kind of hard to understand. What is this? Judgment, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Okay, let's see if these are meant to actually stick and come out. Okay, this one is sticking out to the side, so I am going to pull that. Okay. This is coming out to the side. I feel like this, I hate to say it this way because people are going to think I'm trying to do a cop out here. But to me, it just really feels like the energies are so sporadic, chaotic, and all over the place. It just feels like it's really contingent on a few things here. Because I want to say yes because of this Two of Cups, but with this Two of Cups falling out to the side like this, it makes me feel like there's like a few stipulations or things that have to happen in order for the U.S. to get involved, essentially. When I seen this Eight of Wands, this immediately made me think of missiles, because it kind of looked like, them firing things off here. So maybe it's something, is this on contingent on, whether Iran starts threatening U.S. or threatening to use nuclear missiles or something like that. Or one of their partners kind of get involved and start saying that, or one of their alleged partners that they supposedly have. So maybe that's something that's coming up here. And then we also have the Nine of Pentacles here. This makes me feel like, yes, there is a possibility if certain agreements are met. Is it maybe a trade on weapons with Israel? Or who comes to the table with the better deal? I can very much see Donald Trump doing something like that. Who's coming to the table with a better deal? Yeah, so what? Israel's is a long-time ally and partner to the U.S. But if Israel comes with a better deal, then so be it. Money talks, bullshit walks. That's kind of like the something that's coming up here. And then we have the Nine of Wands in reverse here. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Star. Oh, the Star and the Moon in reverse. Give it a rest. Take a rest. Take a beat. And something else I thought of too? This is making me think of like, talk to me. What you saying? What's the deal? What's the offer? Deal or no deal? Like he talking to the bird, deal or no deal. It's almost like a what they call him, a war, what they call it, a war messenger or whatever like that they called it. Are we talking or are we walking? What's going on here? Put your money where your mouth is. Contingent partnership is kind of like the thing here. Okay, I have 4 cards that fell out. Six of Wands, false victory in reverse. You have the King of Pentacles. And that does make me think of like Trump, but I could be wrong. It could be Netanyahu. Then we have the Four of Wands in reverse. I feel like that's just public sentiment. Then we have the Ace of Swords, the beginning, the start of something. Hopefully not the start of what I think that was alluding to. So let's see. Yeah, this is sneaky going on, and I'm not surprised at all. I'm not saying that like, oh my god, no. Um, it's more so of like who and where is the sneakiness coming from? Because if you don't know, the Seven of Swords usually deals with again stuff of like thievery, backstabbing, doing things behind closed doors, kind of like doing things behind your back kind of thing, just sneaky kind of energy. So yeah. Then we have the Three of Cups coming up in the upright. The Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. That is very interesting. I could stay out of it or I can get involved. I don't, yeah, I think Donald was telling the truth. Nobody knows what I'm going to do. I could get involved, I could not. I think it's because he doesn't know what he wants to do either, because he's waiting on some kind of deal. I think he's waiting on some kind of deal, some kind of contract, partnership, something that's sweetening the pot for him enough in order to get involved. And I think once that's determined, it feels like there's a deal on the table that is still being made. And look, the world this time comes up in reverse. I'm saying it without saying it. I just hope y'all catching on what I'm alluding to here. Then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the Page of Swords in the upright. And then the Ten of Cups in the upright. I am very interested in why this Ten of Cups is coming up for the underlying energies. Maybe somebody is going to come out of this happy. I'm getting a hold of some kind of information. I know something, or I'm waiting on something to be known. Once I do, it's probably going to be good news kind of thing. This no emotion in this. It feels like it's strictly business. It's like, what do you think he is, the Godfather or something? Like, I'm giving you an offer you can't refuse. Give me an offer I can't refuse. I'm willing to work with enemies, allies, people who like me or who don't like me. But at the end of the day, are you sweetening my pocket? Are you paying me? Again, I keep getting this feeling of like, money talks, bullshit walks. I'm sorry, I'm flipping these cards back over because so many of them flipped. So I'm trying to make sure they're all facing down before I started shuffling. I'm not getting any additional downloads, but I was trying to see if there was anything coming up. Since we got the Three of Cups, because the Three of Cups here with the Nine of this, it makes me feel like, yeah, I'm out for self. Because the Three of Cups to me feels like three's a crowd. Two is great company. I can do that. But three is now a crowd on top of this Nine of Pentacles. Because the Nine of Pentacles to me is kind of like that independence card. I think of like, I'm stable, I'm independent, I can take it or leave it. I don't really care or need any of this. I can do without. So to me, it just kind of feels like, who's about to get pushed out? Okay, come on, shuffle. I got butterfingers right now. What's this one? Notice Ace of Wands. You know something else I'm getting to? I wonder if okay, I hate to say it this way, but I wonder also because it sounds very callous, but I feel like if this is Trump's energy that I'm picking up on, or maybe it's his administration's energy of just kind of like this will probably be the best way for things to be resolved and for us to minimize casualties and maximize profit and you know other things that we need. I wonder if Trump is, you know, this again all alleged, if he is playing to Netanyahu or maybe Iran, or he's playing both sides, whatever the case it may be. I wonder if there's something here where it's kind of like, yeah, I'll make it seem like I'm committing to something or I'm on one side, but it would really be beneficial to me if you two were to weaken each other, hurt each other, take each other out, whatever the case may be, and then we can kind of swoop in and do what we want, or I can swoop in and do what we want. It's that kind of feels like something that's coming up for me. But again, take that with a grain of salt. It could be something else I'm picking up on. I want to hedge my bets here, to be honest, because I'm not sure what this is that I'm exactly honing in on. And I would hate for that to be the case. It's kind of disgusting. But, you know, what they like to say all the time, all's fair in love and war. Okay, now we have our card here. Here we go with that sun. To me, this sun on top of the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Wands makes me think like the U.S. is already involved in one way or another, but whether we will, it's kind of like the U.S. is already involved behind the scenes, but whether or not we're going to do it on the front end of things where it's very visible, is no denying, it's confirmed, we're saying it, blah blah blah. It's kind of like, I don't know, we're debating and going back and forth, trading, you know, again, trying to come to some kind of deal to see whether or not it will be worth it. We the people, justice. I don't think there, again, to me, this doesn't feel like there's any rhyme or reason for the decision. It just seems like, or it is a reason to it. It's not a rhyme. It seems more like there's a reason to it. And it's because somebody gave me a better deal. There's a deal off on the table that works for me. Whether it's going to be good for my people or good for the world or good for anybody else, who cares? This is about me. What is this that want to come out? Death. Ooh, let's see. All right. And what actually flipped up here? The Eight of Swords. I think we all should just brace ourselves. The World card has come up twice now, reverse. Star card and the Five of Coins. Didn't these come up last time? I know the Five of Coins and the World card did. Last time though, the Five of Coins came up in reverse. To me, this feels like, okay, your prayers have been answered. You're going to receive what you need. And we're going to take it off from there. I'm telling you, it feels like, to me, y'all see how he did Elon? Netanyahu, you see how he did Elon. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way this goes. And I don't, and you know, a lot of people are like, oh no, he's obviously going to take Israel side. I think he might surprise you. But let Netanyahu come to the table with a sweet deal. And then I think the sweet deal that he has in mind is going to work for him. It's not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for the general public. Okay, I need a minute. Let me get my sage. Okay. Let's see what's going to be the outcome for this. Now we're getting some strong cards here. Give it a rest. Ooh, so many cards. And I am going to note them because I feel like it's something to note. Oh, if I can grab them. They're like slippery. Hold on. Page of Wands. High Priestess. Ace of Swords. Knight of Swords. Seven of Swords in reverse. Woo! False Laurels. We got the Six of Wands thing. What else is this? The Hanged Man. The Death card and the Star. Why does the Star keep coming up? Do Iran, do they have the crescent and the star too? Or am I getting them confused with somebody else? But then if it's not that, I know again the star can allude to hope, direction, guidance. I also think of very public, very out there, for another thing with the star. And we also have the Page of Swords here. See how all these cards came out? Okay, let's put some here. Did you all hear my baby barking? He's in the window. I don't know who he's barking at. He's in the window. In one of these rooms somewhere. I hear him, but I'm not sure which room he's in. Okay. Third card. The Nine of Wands, baby. And moving. Oh, not moving on. Here. Yeah, I think this is going to be uncomfortable for a while, guys. It feels like this is going to be uncomfortable for a while. Somebody isn't letting go of the burden. Somebody isn't taking the beat. It's very much, this feels ego driven for sure. Somebody's not letting go, not letting up. They're driving forward with their ideas and their plans. I made my decision and I'm moving forward with it. I don't care. This is what it is. People, you don't have to like it, but you're going to have to deal with it. And with this Knight of Pentacles steady coming up to me, coming up throughout this reading, it makes me feel like it may be some time. But I think, again, once that decision is made, it's full speed ahead. Let's see. Yeah, let's get to the weeds on this. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. What is the Judgment? Taking a rest. This I don't know why this came to mind. I'm crazy, but um, you know the Snickers commercials would be like, "You're not you when you're hungry." This shouldn't be funny, but that's kind of like that's what came to mind to me when I seen the Judgment with like this Four of Swords in reverse. Well, both of these are in reverse. Judgment in the Four of Swords card. It's kind of just like you're not you when you're when you're hungry, when you're angry, when you're operating in ego, when you're operating in hate, anger, whatever the case may be. It's like you're not you, and you're making poor decisions. That's kind of like what came to mind. Okay, no. Sorry. It's this one. Knight of Cups with the Emperor. This feels like emotional lashing out. You're supposed to be in control. Why is that appearing here? That's kind of contradictory to me. Especially with the Emperor not coming up in reverse. If it was the Emperor coming up in reverse with the Knight of Cups, to me that would be like this feels like emotional lashing out. Or the Knight of Cups should have came up in reverse. I'm kind of confused on that one. Was ooh, conflict, Five of Wands. We're gonna be stuck in this conflict. It is what it is. The Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands coming up. Swords. Something makes me feel like this isn't going to be as quick as people think it may be, and it's not going to be as slow as people think. I think there's gonna be some points where it seems like it's moving very fast, very volatile. Um, but at the same time, it's like okay, well, I thought well after this strike and this strike or this move and that move, we would have been at point M by now, and we're not. And it's like, oh, okay, I thought this was going to be way worse than that. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's, everything's slowed down in school, is jam, it's whatever. And then it's just going to feel like it's going to hit that accordion moment of all this pressure and fighting and things going on. Like it's going to ramp up. It's to me, it just, especially with this Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands in reverse, it just feels like these are two bulls that have locked horns, and you're very much not going to, you're not going to see a clear winner to is the clear winner. And even then, they may surprise you because somebody may, I don't know, come out the rafters and help one of the bulls or something. I don't know. I'm trying to give you this analogy, but yeah. Ten of Pentacles. At the end of the day, I just don't think it's gonna end well for us. And when I say us, I mean the general population. I don't mean the government. I don't mean the people who's making the decisions behind the table. I mean like the people who's out here risking life and limb and trying to live day to day. And look, it just all of this is in reverse. All of this is in reverse. All of this is in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse. The Chariot in reverse. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, some of these government leaders or officials, they're not gonna get out of this scot-free either. But it just, to me, I feel like I'm picking up on more so the public, and it's not looking good for us. They not like good. They not like that. It's not looking good for us. And again, with this Judgment card, at least from what I'm gathering, I think some of the twists and turns that's going to be made decision-wise throughout this war is not probably going to make a whole lot of sense to the public, but it's just, it feels like to me it's all about deals, the agreements, what was promised, what's owed, what was paid, what was offered. The Judgment card, I was wondering why the Judgment card was coming up here in reverse. And I have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands in reverse. I wonder if the Nine of Wands... So with the Nine of Wands and the Judgment card, it makes me think of like war crimes. But I'm not sure exactly who or what this is alluding to. Could be both sides. For all I know, but this just feels very driven by hate. I don't know how else to say that. Just hate. And I keep getting something about emotionally this disturbed emperor. I don't know who this disturbed emperor is. He is disturbed. He's one disturbed individual. And I don't think he's all that creative. Or maybe he's not in, what they call it, he's not a favorite of his people. And that really can allude to anybody in this situation. Because from what I've understand, Netanyahu is not loved by the citizens of Israel like that either. A lot of people want peace and he's just steady doing war. You all have definitely seen the several things, especially after this No Kings rally that happened last weekend. A lot of people don't really favor some of the actions and policies and whatever decisions that Trump has been making. And again, I also have heard, as I said at the beginning of this, there are a couple people who are not happy with, what's his name? Anatola. Is that his name? I'm sorry, I'm going back to see Ayatollah. There's some people allegedly within his country and stuff like that that's not the happiest with his leadership. So that could be alluding to any and all of them. Not really giving me a bead on who exactly that could be, to be honest. I'm just saying. Unless one of them is a fire sign. I don't know if one of them is a fire sign. Like, is one of them like Aries, Leo? Because it doesn't really give Sagittarius energy. Like Sagittarius, yes, they get mad, but they're oftentimes, I think of them as kind of like the other side of like Aquarius. Like I love humanity. I'm very like out in space and love people and one another and love my human experience. But you know, Aries and a Leo. Leo is all about self, and Aries be ready to fight with you because you looked at them wrong. You know, I gotta prove something to you now. So unless one of them is like an Aries or a Leo, they are Sagittarius and it's a fire sign. That is so interesting to me. It's something else in that chart because that's usually how Sagittarian energy. There's so many cards that are like flipping over. I want them to hit the table though. Thank you. Oh, no, I don't. I don't want it to hit the table. I'm sorry. I like. This Four of Swords every time has come out in reverse. And to me, it's kind of like stop, take a breath, come to the table, agree on something. Could be wishful thinking. But again, the Four of Swords is kind of like take a beat, take a rest. It's time to lay down. This is a lot of mental stress that you are putting people under or that you're under that can lead to you being delusions of grandeur, or you know, you start hearing voices or you start thinking everybody is conspiring against you and trying to kill you. Like, take a rest. Okay, so we have two cards coming out on the end. Ace of Coins. Ace of Coins comes out with is this High John, I think, in his hand? It's dealing with protection. Like wars and protection. Then this is the second time the Queen of Cups has come up as well. I don't remember she came up in the upright last time though. Ooh, Ace of Wands. The Pope, or aka the Hierophant. Well, we know this is a religious disagreement. That makes sense to me. And then the Moon. Yeah, to me, with this Moon coming out, it still feels like, hey, there's still no clear outcome of how this is going to go because there's so much up in the air. It's so much energy behind these two countries, this war. It's so many different possibilities. I think for me, it's pretty difficult to see what the outcome is because there is so much on the table at this time. I know it sounds like a cop out, but hey, that's what I'm getting. I haven't really told you any definitive things here, except for it just feels like there's a lot of backstabbing and trading and very much for self and ego that's involved in this. And I don't think there's any surprise, and that we're all gonna kind of suffer under this is what I'm seeing with the outcome here. Because nobody is willing to take a step back. Nobody is willing to concede. Nobody is willing to, I don't know, listen. It's like, you know, the die has been cast. So let the cards fall where they may. Unfortunately. It doesn't seem like we're going to be moving on from this anytime soon. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the description box below. Let me know if there's something I am grossly neglecting to mention or say here that we should kind of like be informed about. If you know, please be kind in the comments as well, because this is just simply me. This is something harder for me. I don't typically read on things like this, like war, well, yes, politics, but like war, and especially countries that I don't know anything about. I'm not like an expert. I don't read up on stuff like this. So yeah, if there's something you can kind of shine some light on, elucidate on, please, I would love the information. Discuss things down in the comment section. But yeah, this is the best I can do at this point. I wonder if there's something I'm gonna look back on in the future and be like, oh, that's what these cards were alluding to, but I wasn't getting that at the time. So yeah, I wonder what's gonna come up from this. But again, because this is so fresh and the energy is so high around this, I definitely feel like there's gonna be a couple of things I'm gonna be wrong on in here. And I just wonder what's going to be the outcome. What's going to be coming up here. So yeah, thank you all. If you was watching until the end, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to share. Again, if it's something that's too heavy and you feel like other people don't want to deal with it, I understand. But yeah, hopefully this reading makes sense to you and it wasn't a bunch of gobbledygook. And yeah, maybe it confirms some things for you of like, yeah, maybe I should just prepare for things. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard, long road, but we're gonna get there. Right now, I don't see a lot of like, it's the end of the world jumping out here at me, but I do see a lot of just contentious energy, a lot of harsh energy, a lot of hard times. So yeah, thank you again for watching. I want to wish you a great day or night wherever you are. Thank you again so much for joining me through this journey. Again, share if there are any insights that you have. And until the next time, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see the next time I upload. You all have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video.